Welcome, everybody. We are so excited. I am so excited today. I have one of my most favorite people on the podcast. I can't wait for you guys to meet her. Welcome once again to Inflection Point, the podcast where we get to talk about people who started new things, entrepreneurs, innovators, people who are change makers, people who are daring to do things differently. And we're here to tell their stories and to have you listen to their stories and hopefully glean something or learn something. So today, today I have with me Pastor Angie. I'm sure even in my previous episodes I've mentioned her quite a bit, but I've been talking about you without you even knowing. Only good things. Only good things. So I'm super excited to have Apostle, that's her the correct title, Apostle Angie Murenga here with us. Yay! So I met Pastor Angie. I think I call you Pastor Angie more naturally.
And that's okay.
I met Pastor Angie 18 years ago.
Can you imagine?
Imagine
18
years ago.
I don't even know what year is that.
You've been such a big part of my
I'm so
journey up to
grateful.
where I am, including birthing my innovation management skills.
Yes.
So I'm so grateful.
Yes, thank you.
But today,
Yeah.
she's here to talk about her own journey.
Yeah.
And to hopefully inspire people. I know people are going to be inspired.
I
So
feel
karibu
yeah.
sana.
Asante
Thank you
sana.
so much for
I am very happy
making
to
the
be here.
time to come
Very
here.
happy. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
firstly, we're going
Yeah.
to start. I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you to introduce yourself. I know you have
Yeah.
many
So
titles.
you've just
say
introduced
all
me.
apana,
So you
apana.
just
We
introduced
want
me just
the
now.
nice.
Introduction.
We
Wow.
want the nice introduction.
Yes, I wear
Who
many
are
hats.
you?
Who am I?
Who are you?
But I'm not the things that I am. I don't know. This
Okay.
is the same. But anyway, so I don't know. I wear too many hats. I'm trying to think where to start.
Okay.
My greatest achievement is that I'm a grandmother. That is
Yes.
very important to me.
Yes.
I recently became a grandmother. I'm a mother. I have mentored very many, by the grace of God, people in this world, even on different continents. I run the Purpose and Leadership Forum. So there I am the lead facilitator and the founder of PLF. I do a podcast, a digital platform, Just Angie, and I've been doing that I think for 8 years. And then I run something called Kingdom Business Solutions, which is the umbrella under which all these things operate. I'm a globally certified ICF coach, so that was a good something great to add to my docket. I really love that I'm a coach, so I get to coach people. I realized I was already coaching people, but now to get the certification was a good thing, and then to learn some skills because I'm the kind of person who, as you're speaking, I have 15 solutions. So in coaching, I understood you cannot tell the people the 15 solutions. So it's sometimes very frustrating because I know this is what we need to do. We need to do 1, 2, 3. So now I get good at asking them questions that then draw out that for them. I think I have been defined, and I have seen it as somebody who draws potential out of others.
Yeah.
I see things in people that I'm like, how you can't see that? What's wrong? No, this is where we are going. So the ability to draw potential out of people, the ability to help people connect the dots of their lives and make sense of their lives, and then it begins to form a picture and a direction. So that's something that I do. I'm an ordained minister. I've been ordained twice, ordained first as a pastor, then ordained as an apostle. I'm an author. I've written 4 books, the PLF Manual, Raw, Inspired for Significance, and The Real You. And I'm still writing more. Hey, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's what I do, all those things.
How do you manage to be all these things?
I think, first of all, things happen in seasons, and I love the word season. So every season has something that it's birthing, and birthing new things. And the other thing as well is through people. So leadership, by the grace of God, I've been able to raise many people through the Purpose and Leadership Forum. Some of those people have stayed, or they've been around in seasons, and they have lent their capacity. That's true. Because there's a time I looked that everything I do with core teams. Yeah. So I have a core team, they are given assignment, and they execute it. And so that's how you do it, because you can't do everything yourself. And that was also a bit difficult, I don't know, to the entrepreneurs, because I like things, I don't know what to say even, but I like things to go a certain way. So I know how I want this outcome to be. And so sort of delegating, trusting people with leadership, with them to do things and execute things was also very difficult for me. But at some point, even right now, it's a stretch, but you have to let other people execute the vision. I remember somebody telling me there are very many ways to get, to Mombasa, to a location. So you could take a train, you could take the bus, you could take the aeroplane, you could you could drive and break your trip and spend the night somewhere on the road and then go. You could take a trip. There are too many ways. The whole idea is, did we get where we wanted to get? So that was a bit hard, and then trusting other people as well with the things that you need to get done. So I've learned a lot about delegation. I've learned a lot not to sweat the small stuff and to relax and let things flow. Let's see where it goes.
Hey, that's a nice lesson.
It's a good lesson.
It's a good lesson.
Somebody needs to relax. Just relax. Stop the drama.
So how did all this start? Or were you just born into Just Angie podcast, being a pastor? How did
I don't know. First of all, I was afraid of media. So lately, I've been telling people, interrogate what you're afraid of. Begin to unpack what you're afraid of, because right there could lie something very significant in your life. Because Just Angie is very significant. I've been able to reach so many people through it. And when I look back, I wonder what was advising the fear. There was nothing, I'd not had a crazy media incident, But the fear that I had of media was ridiculous. I'd be invited to go to radio shows. There's no radio, I wouldn't go. I'd say, ask me the questions from my house. I'm going to do it from there. From my couch? From my couch. When I went to TV, it was very daunting, but little did I know that it's part of calling. I was going to be called to do media. So interrogate what you're afraid of. So I don't even know where it started. When I think about it, how did it start? I think it's where you're born into a certain family, the experiences that you get, the schools that you go to, and then you find yourself in that journey. One of the things that was very significant for me was church. So I was raised a Catholic, went to convent schools. But I used to see my friend, it's so strange, driving up the road, and I'd keep asking, where were you going? I was curious to ask her, where were you going? So she'd drive past my church, I'd see her, and we'd wave, and I'd ask, where are you going? And she told me she was going to this church called Nairobi Chapel, and so I went. And I attended chapel for a long time, but I must say now, this last part of my life, which is all about purpose, came through by giving my life to Christ, and then beginning a journey. And it's a journey of submission and a journey of obedience. And when I look back now, it's risk. It's taking risks. Because if I look back, right now I don't think I'd do. I wouldn't do any of I wouldn't have stepped into what I'm doing right now. Because the thing is, now we have hindsight. And we know the journey. But at the beginning, I don't know what it is about. When God says do something, you jump and you do it. And it's been very exciting. And it has unfolded. I'm always telling people, even on that entrepreneurship journey, marketplace journey, family, marriage, whatever it is, remember that it's going to unfold. But it doesn't start until you step into it. And you must not understand everything that's going to take place.
And you've told me that a lot.
Yes,
even
I have.
in our own coaching sessions. I've mentioned to you guys that Pastor Angie is my coach. I think I've said a couple of times. But what's interesting, we recently celebrated 20 years of ministry for you, which I think is crazy. A really amazing achievement.
Thank
so well done.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
At any of those points, have you ever been afraid to do something? Or are you always,
no,
I'm going to do it, it's all going to work out, it's all wonderful?
Never, ever. I've been afraid. I've had crises of faith. I've been telling people it's normal to have crises of faith. It's just what you do with it. Don't do anything drastic. Don't do anything wrong. Maybe go to a coach or a counselor or therapy. Because we all so different stages is a crisis of faith. Different stages, you just want to give up. And then when it's not giving up, I'm like, I was even telling God, Sibu, retire. This work of yours, when's the retirement age? And he's just keeping quiet. I'm like, retirement, we can retire. We've done it, why do we need to keep doing this? But there's always that call, conviction. And for me, every time I'm giving up or having the crisis of faith or saying, look, we've done this is enough, we can wrap it up, somebody will send me a message. A direct message, mostly complete strangers. Oh my God. The things they will tell me, I'm like, when did all this happen? This is what you've done for me. This is how you've impacted my life. This is how I've made changes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps you going, is that there's some motivation that lives are changing, families are changing, people are changing. I mean, I've had complete strangers walk up to me. One happened at Rema Feast, I think, last year or the year before. And they wrote me a check.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know them. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And she said, I can't remember where she said it was. She was watching me.
Yeah.
And I talked about marriage. And she stayed in her marriage.
Yes.
And it's now 5 years. And here,
Yeah.
check here. I'm like, wow. Okay. So it's having impact on people's lives and seeing the change that happens, that you keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even with anybody entrepreneurship,
Yes.
what impact are you making?
Yeah.
Keep going for that
Yeah.
impact. Yeah.
And you birth very many entrepreneurs, Pastor
Eh,
Angie.
I'm telling you.
How does that happen?
I even have
mean,
war with God. Can we start with the war with God first?
Yeah, okay.
I'm always like, why is it that I'm able to birth people? They go and they do great things. Where are my great things? I'm there. I'm still like, me. I also want to birth $1 million bill. I want even me.
Yeah.
It would be
Even
nice.
you.
He's like, you're the teacher, you're the coach.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna ask?
No, I was going to say, I think one of the things I learned at PLF, because I did PLF season 10, which was I think 2013, 2014. And that's when I now started feeling like I need to step into what God created me to do. And I wasn't necessarily unhappy. I was happy as a marketer.
You were very happy.
I was in advertising.
Yeah.
I went into banking.
You were in the bank as well?
Yes, I was in the bank. I was doing pretty well. But I just kept feeling there's something more that I should be doing, something different.
Yeah.
And I think what of course, looking back, hindsight, it was just God pulling me to be where I'm supposed to be, which is where I am now.
Right now.
And I feel, I like saying even when I'm in my lowest, I'm satisfied. Like
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm at peace. I can sleep okay because I'm where God wants
Where you're
me
supposed to
be.
Yeah.
So I think, and I always wonder if you hadn't been there to pull this out. And I'm saying this because I know there are people who are struggling, because even me, I struggled to start talking to entrepreneurs, to SMEs. And then I'd remember even I'd come talk to you, and you'd tell me every time I talk about startups, my face would light up.
Yes.
And I didn't realize.
Yeah, your face would light up. Everything changes. Your countenance changes. Like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So that is something. So how, I don't know whether I'm asking you, how do you do it? But how do you do it, Pastor Angie? Like, how are you able to get kichwangumus like me?
Kwanza, all of you are kichwangumus, 100%. I'm even asking God, like, seriously, is it that you don't have places to send these people? Why do I seem to be the one who gets all the most hard-headed, stubborn, intellectual know-it-alls? They know everything. You know everything. I'm like, Father, help me. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I can see myself in you guys, many of you, because I'm also stubborn, kichwangumu. Then I've had a very unique path.
Yes.
And then I think I like the fact that I've been in the marketplace.
Yeah.
So I understand some of your language. I understand the bottom line.
Yes.
I understand targets. I understand all the things. I understand being a single mother, trying to raise a child in a complicated situation, trying to balance all these things. Don't tell me about passion and purpose when I've got bills to pay, So I've been in all these different places. I think I can identify. I think one thing I can do is I feel like I identify a lot with what people are going through. And then maybe because I also did it, I stopped working to go into ministry and then into training marketplace leaders. So I've done it. I've made the different changes and leaps of faith that I've needed to make, and they have been successful. I have been okay. Yes. So I know that if it's worked for me, to work for you.
It can work for everyone.
And then I think coaching is a very good thing to do.
Yeah.
So it depends. I mean, not everybody can be coached by me, but find yourself a coach. It's important. Yeah? It's so important to find yourself a coach and say, look, this is my plan. Yeah. It sounds crazy. Does it sound crazy? What do I need to do? Yeah. And then start making a plan towards it. Yeah. And then for me, I think, so you have to draw. So, and then I don't know, I have the gift of seeing what people can do.
Yeah. And I think the gift of seeing what people can do that the people themselves are blind to.
Completely. And I'm actually very shocked. I'm like, you mean you can't see that about yourself?
Yeah.
You mean you can't see you have this gift? Yeah. You mean you can't see there's this gap here in the marketplace? I used to tell you that the organization used to work for, I used to tell you, identify those gaps and become the solution.
I know. Yeah.
Because there are always gaps.
Yeah.
What's the gap? Bring the solution.
Yeah. I remember even the first time I was talking about doing ideation sessions.
Yeah, look at you.
And I remember you telling me, like, this is something you should be doing. And I was like, I don't even really like it. I don't know, I was dragged in by a colleague to do it. And
don't you love it now?
Absolutely.
You come alive when you're doing ideation.
So many requests also,
you see,
to do them. So there's something in there.
Yeah.
So I like that. There is something that we ourselves can't see, but a coach can actually help identify.
And even if you look at yours,
yes,
it wasn't even a coach. The person who asked you to do the first ideation
That's
with
true.
them, what is it that they saw?
It's true.
You need to go and ask them even.
Yeah.
You are not in that space.
Yeah, and he forced me. In fact, he keeps laughing. He tells me, you're kidding me, right? When I tell him, I'm doing this full time, he's like, you're kidding me, right?
Because
like,
you wouldn't even do the first one.
Yeah. He was like, I had to drag you kicking and screaming. And now I'm complete innovation management, consulting.
Yeah,
and
training SMEs, training even within the universities. That one just shocks me. But it's amazing because the other thing is, like, with many people's purposes, it's always about other people. So you see, you were there rocking your amazing job. You're doing well. Yeah. That's all preparation.
Yes.
At some point, you also got, you don't want to be here. You don't know where you want to be.
Yes.
But look at the number of people that you, Joram, and the other gentlemen have been able to help in the SME space. Yeah. Imagine now you're even taking these projects that have been sitting on shelves and you're making them come alive.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So also on this entrepreneurship journey, there has to be a place where you take your eyes off yourself.
Yeah.
The problem is our eyes are so much on ourselves, on me, and what I can do. But we need to know that what we're called to do on the earth is to empower others.
Yeah,
and to equip others and to use our experiences to make others better.
Yeah.
And your audience can be 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, 1,000, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever your scope of influence, focus on that.
Yeah. I love that. And I like what you said a little bit earlier about fear. And the fear of stepping into media, because I also had that.
Really?
And I'm a kingmaker. Like, I'm happy to put you and everyone on the planet in front of a camera.
But not you.
But me, myself, and look at me now. And it took a lot of guys to push me to get here. And I'm grateful that I did. But I want to ask you specifically around fear. And because a lot of these conversations are going to go to Africans, and I think Africans, maybe it's a part of the culture, and I'm not generalizing. I know Kenyans are different from Ugandans, from Nigerians, but there's a common thread, a commonality when it comes to fear of stepping out, fear of speaking out, of showing up, showing who we are. What would you say to that, especially, in the season we are at?
I think, first of all, we're not allowed to express ourselves. I saw somebody put a post today on Instagram referring to, is it iShow Speed, and the Gen Zs and the way that generation and the millennials are really able to do a lot of content creation.
Yes.
And they're not afraid to put themselves out there in whatever form, as they are, as is. But we, other generations especially, and I think sometimes other generations and then Africans, we are sort of, I don't know how to say this, but we're raised to minimize who we are. And we're raised to hide who we are. We're not raised to express who we are. Yeah. I even had somebody who commented on somebody who came on Just Angie, and they said, are you on that show to satisfy your ego? You see now? That kind of comment, you're like, what? Ego? Where is ego coming in? Good Lord. We're having conversations that are helping people, that are guiding people. Once even somebody met Matu, who's my son-in-law, met Althea and told Althea, please tell Matu, we were lacking male mentors, now we have them. You see now? Is that ego, or he's trying to help people, young men who don't have maybe that guidance to do something with their life? So you see already. Now, one comment about that, that's it. Some people done fold up, close up shop. We're not about our ego, we are off. But that's not it. You see how we're socialized. Yet we're seeing them, and that's so good. The Gen Zs and the millennials just showing up as who they are. Not even afraid, not saying, there's been somebody else who's done a podcast on that. I don't care if there are 1,000 podcasts. I'm doing 1,001. And they come in and they do what they're doing. And they are bold and they are brave and they are... I was looking at actually, it's your friend Joram who commented. I was like, what? He was saying, let me put some perspective. He said CNN has 19 million followers. This guy has 48 million. Like, what is that? What is that? An individual. So the fear comes because of how we are socialized, how we are educated,
Yes.
how we are oriented through families.
Yes.
So to undo that, so it's now we have to unlearn. We have to unlearn things,
Yeah.
you know. I think even like just Angie, I didn't really think it through too much. If I had really thought it through, I wouldn't have
You
done
would
it.
not have done it,
No.
yeah.
Like, why? Who are you? And who said
Yeah.
you can tell people? What do you
Yeah.
mean? You know, there was so many, there's so much pushback.
Yeah.
So I think what we need to do, and this is a post I saw also, Esther Mwaneki from Lapid Leaders, right?
Yeah.
And it really, we were taught shame. We were taught shame. We were taught fear. We were taught not to say
Yeah.
who we are, what we want. We were just taught that. And it's so taught. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, even like me, when I'm doing stuff, coaching and even with people in church, I'm amazed what people will not say. They are thinking it, but they dare not open their mouths. Whereas we need to be able to say what we want, express what we want, and then live out what we want.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, time is moving.
Yeah.
And it's not waiting for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always say, another example I always say, and I've mentioned too many brands, I hope we'll not be in trouble, but I always say there was Skype and then Zoom came.
Yes.
Skype was the first one that brought in all the technology.
Yeah.
Imagine if Zoom had said, there's already
There's
Skype.
already Skype. What are we doing here?
Zoom came on, other people came on. We're still in that space, and we're going to keep refining this space and find your space. There are people who want to be there. Like, you can't. So you've got to step over the fear. You've got to step over the fear. You can't say other people have done it. You do what God is asking you to do.
Yeah.
Or do whatever your conviction is asking you to do. You do you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who your audience is. You don't know what it's going to do for you. You don't know how it's going to position you. But I think even, especially, I don't know which generation I'm talking to, but just do it, because just to overcome fear. Let's see this. If you overcome fear, what will happen?
Yeah.
Let's just see
Yes.
what will happen. Because what is advising this fear? That's why I told you, you must interrogate what you fear. It is important. Because you interrogate what you fear. Why do I fear it? What's the problem? Because there was nothing that was making me fear media, but it was in my purpose. It was in God's plan and vision for me.
I love it. And even if there are 1,000 people doing it, you can be
You
the
just do it.
1,001. I love it. I
And
really
that's
like
what
it,
that generation is teaching us.
Yeah.
There's content creation around everything and anything. And they just do it. They don't try to give excuses that the market is saturated, there are too many people. There's nothing like that. You go out there and present your product. Even if it's a product, you present yours
Yes.
with your own unique expression, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But step out boldly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is a really nice place to actually end this conversation. Thank you so much. So step out boldly.
Step out boldly.
Step out boldly. Do things even if you're afraid.
Interrogate your fear.
Interrogate your fear.
Why do I fear this thing? Why am I fearing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add? If someone is trying to do something, start a podcast, start a ministry,
No, those
but
ones
they're
you just
really
have
trying to
step
get
out
their
to.
ducks in a row.
There's
I
no
think,
ducks in a row.
you know,
Ducks in a row
think
is the
everything.
problem. And it goes two ways, so it might be an oxymoron.
Yes.
So there's a place where you have to get your ducks in a row or sort of create a plan.
Yes.
Because if you ask me now, I quit my job cold turkey and went and it worked. But it might not work for you. So you need an exit plan. So you need to make, is it some savings, build a
Yes.
buffer,
Yes.
pay your, I had a person who would pay like their subscription, let's say like DSTV for a year. You know, people are shocked. Yeah, you can. You can actually pay your electricity for a year. So you're going to pay it.
Yes, anyway.
You're going to pay it, yeah? Pay it. Pay your rent for 6 months. But people don't want to do stuff like that. So there's a plan you need to create, but the plan has to be flexible. Don't make it too rigid.
Yes.
But create a plan, but move. Because all ducks in a row waiting to see what's going to happen, that's not going to. Step in and let's see.
Yeah.
Flowing is very important. Let's flow and see
Yes.
what comes out. And then there's an element of flexibility that is required.
Yeah.
And just do.
And what would you say to all the excuses we like to give? Like I know one of mine was my age.
Yeah.
I'm
What's the
at
age?
my age, how
So
how am I starting a podcast?
You see now?
How am I restarting my career?
Aren't you here?
Yeah.
Even for me, because this year I'm going to be 60.
Yeah.
And, I brought in the next generation. So Arthur and Matu are there now hosting, but I'm also there still. But there's a point I wanted to exit I was like, I'm too old. Then they're like, no.
Yeah.
Everyone with their own audience, they'll get many more numbers. That's fine. But I'm still got my wisdom. I've got things I need to say, and
Yeah.
I'll say them.
Yeah.
So don't let the world box you, put you in a box, put you in a corner, define you. You can do anything that you need to do.
Yeah.
And you should be able to do it.
Yeah.
And you should give yourself permission. Because that's another thing we don't do, is we don't give ourselves permission. We psychoanalysis paralysis, and then that's it. And then we also go and ask other people for what they think.
To validate
like,
us.
wow, what do they think? How do they know? Were they there? Who was given the vision?
Yeah.
And you see, that's another thing that derails people. Because immediately you ask people for their opinion, they will give you their opinions.
Yes.
And it's going to paralyze you. It's going to put fear in you. Just go. And then I feel also do pilots. I don't know how to say that. Do pilots, but try.
Yeah.
Just dare.
Just try.
Just
And
try
see
and
how
dare.
it goes.
And if it will give you joy, then keep doing it until something comes out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would also say trust God and trust yourself.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So even
And
if
trust
you're
the
not,
process.
just where you're stepping, just go. You might not see the light on 2 steps ahead.
Yeah.
You're just seeing this one. Just do it.
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
do what makes you happy. Because I think the other thing is we have a world that is full of very unhappy people. And we've got to get away from that. You cannot be here with all the things that we need to go through, and on top of that, you're unhappy. No. Walk backwards. What's making you unhappy? And what can I do? You know, the other day I did also a podcast. I think there were little snippets going out. But I was like, if you're not where you are, what are the steps that you're going to take to get there?
Yeah.
Being stuck is staying there and saying, this is my lot.
Yeah.
Woe to me. No.
Yeah.
What steps do you need to take? How do you get to where you want to go?
Yeah.
Because there's a way. There's a way. So you
Yeah.
need to find that way.
Yeah.
And begin to make steps towards that way.
And the journey of 1,000 miles just
Start
starts
with
with
one step.
One step. So you just
Yeah.
take one step.
Yeah.
And it's funny how human beings are created, because once you take that one step, you immediately start feeling better.
Yeah.
Because
and it's
now
easier to
you're-
take the second one.
Correct. And you take the next one and then the next one.
But the first one is always the hardest.
Yeah. It's true. The first one is the hardest, but it's good. I was laughing when you're saying this, because I was saying what makes you happy is not what makes me happy.
Yes.
And that's the uniqueness of how God created us,
Yeah.
which I think is really interesting. But it also speaks to our calling. I was saying one of the ventures that I've been working with is a professor who loves cement.
Yes.
And I'm like, me, myself,
You have nothing to do with cement.
I'm like, why? You know, I used to ask him, why would you ever think, is it that you have nothing better to do with your life? You just want to study
No,
cement? It's like,
cement
no.
is exciting
This
to
is
him.
interesting to me, and I want to know how this works and how this. And I'm like, what? But you see, now he has come up with a solution that's helping the construction industry.
Imagine.
So whatever your gifting is, maybe you have a solution that's going to make, I don't know, lip glosses that shine for 48 hours, whatever it is, you know?
Yeah.
Or you're going to create a miracle food that's going to do something.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you feel your heart is tugging at, I think that's your place of happiness, and that's where you need to
Yeah.
be.
And the
I like
Bible
that.
says start where you are with what you have. That's also very important. You know, we want to do headline news, but not everybody is for headline news. Start with what you have, where you are, with the passion that you have. Start there.
There's so many nuggets here. There's so many. We must unpack all of them.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah, but thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I know
Njeri.
somebody here has been inspired.
I'm grateful.
And they're going to get moving. You're going to start something. You're going to
Start
take the
moving.
first step.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Thank you so much,
Excellent.
Pastor
Thank
Angie,
you. Thank you for
honoring
having me.
us with your presence. And
Thank
with
you for
your
inviting
wisdom.
me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and see you
Bye.
next time.
See ya.
Bye.